Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching the show from. My name is Denise Bellil, and I'm a serenity expert and positive intelligence specialist. The reason I'm here today, well, it's my show. Look who's here for a chat. So, what does that mean? That means that I have a guest speaker with me today. And my guest speaker today is Debbie Barker. But before I go talk about Debbie, let me explain to you why we're here, why I'm having this show, and why it's called It's All Good. So, the reason why I call it It's All Good, the main reason is because I have a cup and it says It's All Good. And I love that cup. And I love that saying, It's All Good. And where does that come from? It comes from positive mindset, thinking more about what's good in my life as opposed to what's bad in my life. It's so easy nowadays to look at what's not working properly that I feel that it's important to make an effort every day, every single day to think about what's good. So it's all good. And because also, like, if we have something bad that happened in the past, whether it's 5 seconds ago or 5 years ago, we can't change it. I can't change what happened in the past. All I can do is be here right now in the present and accept it for what it is. I call that blameless discernment. So be it here without blame and say, hey, let's say it was something bad and say, hey, it happened. This is what happened. And let's move forward to make it better. So, and what about in the future? You sometimes we're worrying about the future, planning things, and we're like, oh, but what if this? What if that? Well, you can't change that either because the future is not here yet. So that's why it's all good. And all my guests that I have, and today, as I said, I have Debbie. They're all here because I had a great connection with my guest, and I feel always like something, a little something that they can bring to the audience, can bring to the people here that can help you move forward in your life and have more fulfilled and happy life. So let me tell you about Debbie. She's a Reiki master and international relaxation specialist. And our topic today is how to release anxiety and become more relaxed. Debbie would like to share a few different ways to relax your anxiety and relax your body and mind. So you see now why I invited her, right? So let me read a little bit about her bio. So she said that I am a healer, a wife, a mom of two adult children. When you see her, you'll say, no way, you don't have two adult children. She looks so great. I enjoy time with my family, rollerblading, and touring on a motorcycle with David. I imagine that's her husband. My incredible husband. You see, I just keep reading. I help women stop their mind from racing and feeling happy about life again by providing remote relaxing Reiki energy session. I don't know if you ever had a Reiki session. She'll tell us all about it, but I'm a Reiki master also, and Reiki sessions are just amazing. So when after she does the session, their client goes away feeling frazzled and fun loving. So that's awesome. So let's welcome Debbie. Hello, Debbie. Thank you for being here. I'm so
Well,
glad you're here to join us.
thanks for having me, Denise.
You're very welcome. So tell me a little bit more about yourself. So first, I would like to ask you, how did you came about to do what you do?
Well, there's two big things that really stand out in my life. And it was about 30 years ago. My mother was dying. And the last 24 hours of her life, she was very upset, but she couldn't talk. So
Hmm.
my sister and I are taking care of her. My sister's wiping her nose and saying, Mom, Mom, don't cry. And I just filled in the blank. I said, oh no, Mom's thinking about when we were kids and this happened. And she would immediately calm down. So
Wow,
I was just reading her mind the whole last 24 hours.
isn't that interesting?
And it didn't seem strange at all, it just felt right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then fast forward 10 years, you know, on down the road, my daughter is a freshman in college, about an hour away from our house, you know, stayed in the dorm, the whole deal. And I woke up from a sound sleep at 3 in the morning and I was like this. And I knew she was going through something major. I just
Hmm.
knew it. Nobody could convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
So I couldn't go back to sleep, of course. So the next day I continued my day, went through my clients. And by 6 o'clock at night, I thought, that's it, I'm calling.
Yeah. I'm
Because
surprised you haven't called earlier.
well, I knew that if I went and she wasn't there, that I was going to be like this crazy lady on campus, you know? So I call her at 6 o'clock and I said, where were you at 3 o'clock this morning? And there's silence on the line. And the answer was at the hospital.
Oh.
And I said, okay, then tell me what
That
happened.
makes sense.
You okay?
Yeah.
She said yes. I said, all right. Now, tell me what happened. So she explained what went on with her friend. I said, I almost called you about 1,000,000 times today. And my daughter said, you wouldn't have gotten hold of me. When we were at the hospital, they made us turn our phones off.
Yeah.
I'm just now walking back into my dorm room and I turned my phone on and you called.
Wow, that was a perfect timing.
So yeah, so it's like the universe
The
was
intuition.
saying, yes, just wait, lady, because don't make a fool of yourself. She's okay, and let her handle things. So that's
wow, that's a good story. So from then on, by the way, Diane is here. So hello, Diane. It's good to have you here, Diane Purnell.
Oh, I know Diane.
And then from then on, I'm sure, like because I believe in intuition. I believe in feeling connected with people. I experienced the same thing myself many times, right? Like when, and many of you people listening, I'm sure also you think of someone and then they call, or situation like that. Like what happened to me is I was going on vacation in Hawaii and I knew I had a girlfriend that lived there, but we had not talked in years. And out of the blue, I get an email. All it was from her, on the subject line, hello. And I was like, oh my God, like just hello, not even like, hi, how you doing? I was thinking about you. How have you been? It's just hello. No, nothing in the email, nothing. It was just her email and hello. I was like, okay, that's clear enough. I'll reply back and, we'll have a chat and plan to spend time together when I'm away. But I was like, things like that. It's unbelievable. I've had, several stories of that happening. So, and no wonder we're both Reiki masters, right? I mean, we have that energy and that intuitive energy within us.
I love it when I get messages that I have to deliver to other people. I'll be at the kitchen sink doing the dinner dish. It's like, oh no, wait a minute. I have to tell somebody whatever, because somebody's come in front of me and said, this person needs to hear this. Or it's, send some peaceful energy to this friend of yours because they really need it right now. You know how it is. You just tune in.
So how did you go from at that time being able to be connected, like with your mom and then your daughter, to doing the work that you do now? So how did that come about?
Well, I'm also a certified natural health professional. And to get that designation, we had to take 5 core classes. One of the classes was called Body Works. And when I first got this manual, because I would get it ahead of time, it was a whole weekend class. And I'm looking at the manual and I told my husband, I said, these people are nuts if they think I can use the energy in the body to align somebody's spine like I'm a chiropractor. That's exactly what they proved to me the entire weekend. Yeah. It was incredible. And, I sat in that classroom and I knew that I wanted to do energy work. Then I got my first attunement to Reiki, then my second attunement, then Reiki Master. And then from there, I just kept learning more and more modalities. So it all depends on what's going on in the person in front of me, what modality I'm going to be using on different areas of their body.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you because you can sense what people need. So it just flows. I mean, do you actually, just as a curiosity, like, do you actually choose which type of energy you'll be using, or it just flows out and it works? Like, do you say, oh, I'll be doing this or that?
It just flows out. All of a sudden, I'll know they've got an inherited trapped emotion. So I'm using my emotion code skills right now. The person today had a blockage in a Jin Shin Jitsu, which is another energy modality that I know, on the bottom of her left big toe. Well, that's blocking her emotions. She can't balance them. That's completely blocked. Yeah. So I had to release that for her. So her emotions are going to flow easily and they can leave the body instead of staying in and causing havoc. So it's just just whatever I find on the body at that time.
Yeah, yeah. And it's great that you have all these tools that you can use, right, to help the people and for them to get unblocked or being able to move forward, literally or just figuratively, you know.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes I have to go to past lives because there's something there that I'm being told that they need to hear, they need to understand. Or I go to a future life. I had someone come to me. I didn't know what her intention was at the time, but I knew she really wanted to go to a past life. Do you know the first thing they did? They took me forward to a life, 2 lives from now, and showed me this wonderful life for her. And, I'm explaining it all in detail. When I got done and the session was over, she said, "I'm so disappointed we didn't get to go to a past life." And I said, "I just deliver what I'm told to do." And she said, "But it answered my question. I wanted to know if I needed to keep doing my photography." And she said, "When you showed me in my future life that there was a big showing and it was all of my photography and everyone was there to buy the photography, all of her pictures," she said, "Now I know that I'm supposed to continue and why I'm supposed to continue." And then 2 days later, she texted me and said, a big photography job just landed in her lap. She didn't do a thing to get it. So it's like, she released a block there. So, it's just fun.
That's wonderful. So I guess people live with stress and anxiety, as we know. And what do you find is the fastest way to get rid of anxiety?
All right, you're going to think this is funny, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Okay.
It's to pretend belly laugh.
Pretend what?
Pretend belly laugh.
Okay.
So here's the deal.
Okay.
Your body doesn't know if you're laughing for real or if you're pretending, but it's going to react like you're doing it for real. So I tell people this, when they're going to work and they don't want to walk in that building, it's a crappy place to work. They're to pretend belly laugh before they go in. So you ready to do it with me?
Let's do body laugh. I'm ready.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Don't you feel different than you did before you started to pretend laugh?
I feel lighter.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and it's hard to keep a straight face when you're pretending to laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
the premise also of laughter yoga, right?
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it just you're lighter, and it's just like, oh, this is great.
Wonderful. Well, I like that. It's a good way to just like letting go. And you can do that, and if people have a hard time doing that on their own, well, just keep trying, because or watch videos that are funny or go on YouTube.
Right.
One that's really good is, and I can't help but laughing because it's so contagious. I did that with a group of friends the other day, and men laughing on the train. And then you just go to YouTube and search men laughing on the train. And then you'll see there's a typical one where the guy is laughing and he's giggling to himself. And then people around him, they're like, and then he keeps giggling and laughing. And then it's contagious. Like everybody in the train starts laughing. And then they stop at a station. So, and there the door open, new people come in, and then they're all like, holding their laugh because they're like, they'll think we're crazy. And then the door closed, and then they can't hold it anymore, and they start laughing. And then the people that just walk in, they don't have that energy yet, and they look around and it's like, what's happening here? And that's the thing, right? They just go and
I'm
men laughing on the train. So if you need training on how to laugh for no reason, go watch this video, and you will, if you can't laugh by the end of that video, watch it again, because let it go, release, don't hold on so hard, like just laugh. Because
I'm going to have to search for that on YouTube. That sounds good.
Yes, there's a few actually. We found when we were looking for that, we searched, men laughing on train, and there's a few different ones, and some are not as funny as the other, but there's some that are really good. So fantastic.
I have a friend of mine. She'll look for cat tricks or cat jokes or something on YouTube, just funny
Yeah.
animal things, and that gets her
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. So let me ask you also, like, how, like, because right now it's quite obvious, like if you want to release anxiety and then we're there laughing and laughing, but how can we do that? Let's say we have anxiety in the office or in the middle of a place where we can't really start laughing our head off. So how can people release anxiety without people knowing, right?
Okay, here's a
Is there a
secret way.
quiet way to do that?
Oh yes, very quiet. You can do this anywhere. It's called a 3x3.
Okay.
And this is a TED talk by Phil Bossier. All you do is you name an object in the room.
Okay.
That's a window. And then you breathe in slowly and you breathe out slowly. That's one time. And you do that 3 times. So nobody knows you're doing it. You're just naming an object. You're not saying the window has yellow curtains with blue tie backs. No, you're just saying that's a window, just naming an object.
Okay.
And you're breathing in deeply and exhale. You want to give
So
it a try?
what's the why do you have to name an object in the room?
Because it's bringing you back to the present moment.
Okay.
And you're focusing on that and you're not thinking about what is stressing you out.
Okay.
And it brings you right back to center.
So when you're thinking about the window, do you think about the window as you breathe in and breathe out?
Nope, I'm just naming it. That's a window. That's a door. That's the floor. And just give it a second and you'll start to feel yourself release right back down.
Wonderful. That's something to try for sure. So name an object. Don't pay attention to it besides just naming it.
Right, just name it and you're
Breathe
breathing
in,
in slowly and
breathe
exhale
out.
slowly.
And then name something else.
Yep.
Do it again. Breathe in.
And you can do this in the middle of the night because there are women that wake up in the middle of the night and they're just filled with anxiety.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Or start thinking about stuff,
Yes. And the mind just, and it just doesn't want to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just brings you back.
Wonderful. These are great tricks for sure. I like the laughing one, and I like it brings a lot back the same in some ways to the practice with mental fitness and positive intelligence. We call that like PQ rep, which is really just bringing you to the moment. Yes. Right. And that's what that is. Because often when we have anxiety, we're being stuck either in the past or the future. So with PQ rep, it's sort of the same thing. We can either look at an object and then just look at that. It's similar, very similar, right? Look at that object and then take a few deep breaths. And when you're in a meeting or you concentrate on something specific, like the tone of the voice of the person that talks to you, and pay 100% attention to their tone of voice and listening to their voice. And then again, you breathe in, breathe out. Breathing, it's such a good relaxing exercise that just like center you. If you never tried it before, whomever is listening, make sure you do that. You just breathe in, breathe out, relax, and just soak in that goodness of softness of relaxation,
And it starts at the top of your head and you can just feel it just coming all the way down your body. And it puts you right back in the present.
Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit, Debbie, who are your clients? Like who do you help? Who would come to you for hiring you for your services?
I have a lot of different people, but
okay,
the people that are closest to my heart are women 40 and up.
Okay.
Because these women forget to give themselves self-care. They're so busy taking care of their older children who are going away to college soon. Mm-hmm. They've got aging parents who they're having to take to doctor's offices and figure out different hospitals and all that stuff. They've got, a lot of times they're women entrepreneurs. So they've got people who are counting on them to bring business in. And they just forget about themselves. And all of a sudden they realize, I'm miserable. I'm not having fun with life anymore. Everybody else is, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And they forget what it was like to have fun again. And it's just nice to be able to have a Reiki session and to relax your body down and to realize, oh, I can stop my mind from racing. I can be relaxed again. And I can do this in a half hour or 45 minutes or an hour. I have some women that go out in their car at lunchtime and they have a session with me.
Mm.
My one today at lunchtime, she goes to Starbucks, gets her coffee, and she'll go and sit in the car. And, she puts the seat back and she hears what I'm saying and just puts me on speakerphone. And, she asks questions as we go through. And I will ask my guides if they have answers. And it's just, you just do one thing at a time to relax yourself and to remind yourself, okay, I can do this. And then a lot of times too, my guides give people homework. They might say, okay, I want you to sit quietly for 5 minutes for the next 3 days. Or I want you to journal. I want you to write down what your thoughts are. So my guides will tell me what tools resonates best with that client on how they can stay more relaxed.
Okay. And so one more question that was very insightful, so that I hope you recognize yourself out there and you'll be reaching out to Debbie as I share her information later. But I'm interested to know ourselves, like, because people get really stressed out and what more can they do to release the stress and be more relaxed?
Well, there's a 4-7-8 breathing. And this breathing, you connect your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous systems together. And
so can you explain what that is for those that don't know? What's a parasitic and...
One is your fight or flight mode.
Okay.
You don't want to stay in that fight or flight mode. And you also don't want to be in your mode, right? You want to have them both working together. So the way that you bring them together is you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth behind your first 2 teeth.
Okay. Uh-huh.
All right. Leave your tongue there.
Like, do you put the back of your tongue and the top of your tongue?
The top of my tongue.
The top
of my tongue is staying right there. So it's curled.
Okay.
All right. It's going to stay there the whole time. So now you're going to close your mouth. You're going to breathe in for a count of 4. So you're breathing in 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your mouth and exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And my tongue stay there, right?
Yes. I'm just going to say the tongue has to stay there because that's where the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems connect. So you're going to breathe in and out like that 4 times. And to get the maximum benefits, you're going to do that twice a day. And after doing that twice a day for a little while, all of a sudden you're going to realize, you know what? Whatever she did would normally set me off, but it doesn't bother me today. You're in a more relaxed state of mind. Yeah. So that person's not going to set you off. You're not where you used to be. You're somewhere different.
And you have more energy too, I imagine.
Yes.
Wonderful. So put the tongue just
the tongue has to stay right on the roof of your mouth, right behind your teeth. Yep.
Yeah.
Your mouth stays closed. 4. Breathe in 4, hold for 7, open the mouth, exhale 8.
So it's almost like a little whistle.
Yes,
when
it
you open
is.
the mouth,
Yes,
right?
you do make a noise when you exhale.
It's a little whistle because the tongue is there. It's like
like
a little snake whistle. It's like wow, it's fabulous. So I'll be practicing that if I get stressed out for sure.
It does. It makes a difference. I mean, I know all this stuff sounds strange, but you just have to have an open mind and give it a try.
Well, the body is all connected, right? Like it's been proven for millennium, about reflexology and the meridian and the energy that flows. That's why people go get foot massage and it's like, oh, that feels so good because
you can feel
your whole body. It works.
Yeah, you can feel it in the organs. Yeah.
And that's the same thing. Like They say that our ears have all the pressure points and our hands have all the pressure points, or our mouth, our tongue, when the tongue push somewhere, will it affect the meridian and the energy that flows. So that's why it's working, and that's why it makes a lot of sense.
It does. It's
That's
just
super cool.
our sinuses are right here.
Okay.
They're underneath our fingers.
Yeah.
And they're underneath our toes on the bottoms of our feet.
Mm-hmm. So when you have clogged sinuses or sinusitis, like massage yourself, like give yourself a little massage there. So it always feels good. And so any last tips that you would have for our audience today?
Well,
and what do you have to offer for our guests, for our people listening?
I have a PDF that is how to release stress and feel like your relaxed self again in 6 steps.
Okay.
And that's at the top of my page on my website at debbiebarker.com. They can just click on the top of any page and get a free PDF.
Yeah, it's a banner on top, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And then I guess all the information of how to reach you is also on the website.
Yes, the website, they can click on the little contact tab at the top.
Yeah.
If they click on the Reiki energy tab and go scroll about halfway down the page, they can sign up for a free 15-minute question if they want to, call and ask questions about what I do, or to see if I would be a good fit.
Yeah, see if you're a good fit.
Them. Yeah, they can click and go ahead and schedule it right there.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. So I'll put it in the chat, but it's debbiebarkers.com. So it's pretty easy. It's spelled as it's written here, DEBBIEBARKER.com. Wonderful. So that's fantastic. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me, Denise. You're so sweet.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure. So I'll just stay there, Debbie. I'll be right back with you. Okay. And I'd like to say thank you for the audience, for whom has listened. I would like to invite you to like and share if you felt that you had a lot of value into this live. And also, I would like to invite you to come back next week. We always meet at 12 Pacific time on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And would love to have you coming back. If you watch this video on YouTube, well, make sure you subscribe. So next time I upload this video on YouTube, that you're being notified. And thank you so much for being there. And after this, just place your question in a comment, and then we can always go back and answer your question personally. Thank you so much for being there. Next week, I have Marie-Reine Cabis, and she is a face yoga specialist, and we'll learn how to relax our body. Again, we talk about reflexology, but everything in the head and in the face and the neck is all interconnected. So we'll have a great time doing grimaces next week with Marie-Reine, because that's what she does with her client, just to build up the muscle, build up the strength in your face, and relax your whole body. Again, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful week. And until next time, be kind to one another.